everybody. It's me, Anthony, with Kevin. He's my boss. You hardly see Kevin that often, but he decided to come and join me, and we were going to talk today about some of our favorite games in lieu of May the 4th be with you. And you. No, anyway, but actually we're really happy to be talking again about Star Wars. This week has been real popular with this subject, which I ain't complaining. But we really wanted to show you our vintage games that unfortunately is going to show our age a little bit, Kevin. I'm sorry about that.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. But maybe, these games you can still find them on DLC. That's what they call it nowadays, by the way.
Oh.
And, these are various characters that we have in front of us too. We can kind of go over with you. But yeah, let's have some fun. Let's talk about Star Wars. Let's talk about our favorite video games primarily. So right off the bat, Kevin, what would you say is like your ultimate, like when you think Star Wars and like, or better yet, when you're watching Star Wars and you're like, you know what? It reminds me of that one game I wouldn't mind playing or whatever.
For me, I would have to say Knights of the Old Republic, right here, is probably one of my all-time favorite Star Wars games. I know Anthony's going to talk a little bit more about it in a second here, but that was truly a unique experience for me. That was the first time I ever played a game that was based in Star Wars and a RPG type game. Before that, I always just played like kind of the action game. So I was kind of surprised when I got this, and it was an RPG game, but the story was just absolutely fantastic. And I'm still hoping one day the character of Darth Revan makes it into official canon for the Star Wars universe.
Canon, the EU,
which you guys should have seen a video about.
Yeah. See, like this is just, it's like another episode. We might as well call this Star Wars Episode 3 conversation or something. I don't know.
Revenge of the Librarians.
You could use some work, that title.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, actually, and I'll tell you from my point of view on the KOTOR, which that's just saying it, for short.
Shorthand.
Yeah, shorthand. Is the Knights of the Old Republic. When you first saw the trailer, which we were talking about too, the trailer was amazing. And, and I was coming, and that was around that time when I was just coming straight out of the Shadows of the Empire, and that was on Nintendo 64 days. And see, now the thing about the trailer is a lot of things are very fast-paced and that kind of thing, and you're thinking, RPG? I don't think so. But sure enough, you got yourself, it's basically making decisions and having a little queue up of all your little actions and stuff. And either way, I came around to loving it. And I think it was like one of the first times, and BioWare was just famous for this afterwards. They kept that same engine for their Mass Effect games and stuff. But, it's almost like a mixture of the two. You got a little bit of action, not so much hack and slash anymore. It was all about your strategy, your turn-based queue up, and just a fun game altogether. As far as gameplay went, now let's admit to ourselves here and now that one probably had the best story too, as far as story goes. We had characters like Bastila, who I believe is on the front here. And this is truly a role-playing game, folks. You actually, you make your choice whether you become light or dark side. And I don't know about you, Kevin, but I went with light side for mine.
Yeah, it's just against my nature to go dark side.
I just can't do it. Although it was crazy because there was some very odd decisions in that game, because it was all about decision-based, folks. So what you did is, you think about your daily basis, what you do. You go to the store and you go to Circle K, you buy yourself the coffee, or just slice the guy in half with your lightsaber and get your coffee. Now that is that would be obvious that's dark side, but I one time got a dark side point for I think I was just hanging out with a few dark siders. That's all I was doing. I was just partying with them. It actually invites you to one of their little, because it was very intricate, this game. You can go into apartments. This was a whole city that it started off with in the very beginning. And it was very impressive for a game back in, early 2000s, I believe. But anyway, so I went and I didn't even know. I thought it was a simple decision of just hanging out with, this gal that seemed of interest. And next thing you know it, bing, you get the dark side points. Just didn't get that. Either way, we also have part 2 here too. So you actually played the second one. I never got around to that one.
Yeah, the second one actually follows the storyline of the first, and you actually are in control of a new character, And we probably should mention that in KOTOR 1, going into KOTOR 2, you can create your own character. It's very limited with preset features and whatnot, but you do have that option. You can do male or female in both these games. And I think the old canon, the character was supposed to be male, and then for KOTOR 2, I think it was going to be female, but I think that's all gone now. With
you don't want to speak too much on those lines because that could be a spoiler, especially since you know what I was going to say.
And Doug's not here to.
Well, Doug is the top guy that says spoiler alert before anything.
Yeah.
But actually, it's very interesting, folks, because it's one of those narratives that at the very end, this character that you play as is, it's a big like whodunit kind of thing, almost like a mystery story on its own, that you can start pulling the pieces together yourself.
Correct. There's like a revelation moment in the game. Yeah,
it's pretty awesome.
I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, exactly. Me neither. And because it takes. Yeah, it makes a more important character versus the main bad guy there, which was Malik, I believe? Darth Malik. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, and so let's talk a little bit more about what we got here for everyone to see. Oh, I want to talk about this one if it's all right. Yeah, Jedi Power Battles. Oh my God, folks, right there, PlayStation 1 days. This was the time before the Phantom Menace. Or no.
It was right after Phantom Menace. Yeah, before Attack of the Clones.
Before Attack of the Clones, because it was the first time that you get to see some of these characters with their lightsabers, and I believe that was Mace didn't have his purple lightsaber.
He had a blue lightsaber.
Yeah. And Plo Koon was amongst the cast there that you could play as.
Yeah.
And he was, what did he have?
I think he had an orange.
Orange,
if
orange.
I remember correctly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can even see it here. Yep, it's an orange.
And I think the girl, I can't remember her name, but she had
Aligalia.
Pinkish, I think pinkish hued lightsaber, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a cool co-op game too, by the way. Yeah. This isn't couch sitting games, which they're kind of bringing back now with the Switch games and stuff.
But this is a 2-player game as well, so I remember playing that with
got
my
the
cousin.
co-op and it was a little more of a hack and slash compared to the KOTOR Knights of the Old Republic that we were just talking about, but it was pretty awesome because as you progressed, you got more experience, and then you could go ahead and convey your experience to whichever like endurance and strength and I don't know, there's like wisdom apparently. I don't know what it is about Jedis, but if you bring up your wisdom, then your like force powers are like way stronger. Yeah. It's just a Jedi thing, I guess. Yeah. We wouldn't understand.
Well, you wouldn't.
Anyway, so so this is another one of my favorites, and even on its own, it says in the back, deflect, defeat, destroy. Because that was one of the big primary things you could do, is you could do the whole deflecting the beams back at the enemy, which were the droids at the time. They were a little bit on the lame side as far as villains, but they kind of brought them up in the Clone Wars a little better. Yeah. But yeah, that's one of my favorites. I always have fond memories of that one.
I was just going to talk about this one. This game here is Star Wars: The Old Republic. This was supposed to be, I think they said it was classified as Knights of the Old Republic 3, 4, and 5, if I remember correctly. That's how all the sequels are being combined into this game, which is a massive online multiplayer game.
MMOs, you might hear.
And I did purchase this and started playing through. And after a little bit, I don't remember why, but I stopped, and at several months of a break, went back to it, and could not figure out where I was supposed to go or what I was supposed to do. So my option was to keep trying to figure it out or start over again. And honestly, both options sounded pretty terrible. So I have never played this again. It was fun though. It was fun.
Sounds like one of those incomplete projects that you just backyard garden, folks. You're gonna attend that someday.
Yeah.
That can happen to anybody. Yeah. I think it's all happened to all of us. What else we got? Oh, we got Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, or is it Jedi Outcast?
That's right. Jedi Academy.
I believe that's a sequel to Jedi Outcast, which was first on the PC, and then they eventually imported it for the Xbox. But yeah, you had Jedi Outcast or Jedi Academy, which is Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. Not so sure about that title they chose.
I'm not sure.
Anyhow, now that one I recall because it was pretty cool. It was a little more like, if you're not into the KOTOR RPG and you do want to go back to those hack and slash, a little style, more action RPG, because it's a growth and you are following the character and you're taking that role and you get to obviously make the kind of the same thing. There's decisions, I believe, that you can kind of. Is it decisions, or how does it go as far as getting dark side points? Do you just like distribute them evenly or something? I
honestly don't remember how that works.
I almost feel like it was points or something. It was just some kind of point system going on, and like you just like distribute like wherever to either Jedi or dark side.
Light side, dark side.
Yeah, light side, dark side, and
it
just kind of change the look to your character after a while. Because apparently, if you go dark side, you get a lot more pale and. Not, you're gonna have to sacrifice some look, in the looks department. But yeah. Anyhow, our last game I think we have to mention here is Star Wars TIE Fighter. Now, when I look at this title off the bat and I look at the cover, I always imagine that arcade game that I used to go to as a kid, where you get inside the X-wing fighter or whatever, and then at one point or another you get to you finally get off and then. You can fight Darth Vader or whatever, but there was those scenarios, or even the scenarios where you're flying through Endor, or not through Endor, but you're you're on Endor, but you're on one of those speeders, the speeder bikes, but that's not quite that. That's more like in space and just a TIE fighter mission, huh?
Yeah, it's basically you take the role of a pilot in the Imperial Navy. Yeah. So you learn how to pilot different starships in the Empire, and going all the way up to, I think you actually meet the Emperor.
What an honor.
Yes. I'll turn this around so you can kind of see some of the graphics. It is old, so it's not like graphics today. Yeah. But it was quite a fun game.
Yeah. And you did some research on this. You can actually get this now on Steam? Maybe?
Yes, you can get it on Steam.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is available. As is the game that preceded it, X-Wing. That is also available, which is in the same style except you're an X-Wing pilot.
I feel like we just touched bases on that, but like we could go into all of the different like space battles and stuff like that.
We can probably talk for a couple hours.
Yeah, I know, really. Like, because these games, they're awesome because you get to play the roles of the Jedi and sometimes the Sith, but with there's just this whole other line of video games where you're just in space, and you get to play as these different starfighters, both Old Republic and New Republic. But now that I think about it, I would say more Empire, I think. And then there's some pre-Clone Wars. I remember there was one in particular I was trying to think about right now. You played as, it was a Naboo starfighter game. Yeah, that's right. And you get to fly the Naboo starfighters. But that one it was Jedi Starfighter, I believe, was the sequel to it. And that one was even cooler because that was around the time of Attack of the Clones. So you're getting all these different kinds of ships now. Because if you think about it, like Phantom Menace, like you only got like two kinds of ships you see in that one. You see the ones with the little droid heads on it, and I don't know, where's Doug when you need him on the technical terms on what they're called. And then there's the Naboo fighter, which is those yellow fighters. Were kind of boring the way they looked, but yeah, obviously the universe expanded after the first film. But yes, also real quick, I think it'd be fun if we just kind of went over the characters we got in front of us too, because maybe the audience would be curious about them. We got Boba Fett on your left there, folks. Yeah, look at him. There's even an explanation for that the little scar on his helmet. I think that they was an unaired episode. I don't know if you heard about it.
No,
for Clone Wars. And spoiler alert a bit here, but I believe it was, what is the bounty hunter's name? Cad Bane that did it.
Oh,
yeah. So
cool.
You got to look that up. I believe you can see it on YouTube. This is what was his name? Zuckuss, I believe.
Zuckuss,
yeah, he's
correct.
From the Gand bounty. Is it Gand?
The race of Gand.
The Gand, the bounty hunters. He was amongst all the other bounty hunters on the Empire Strikes Back. He's there to help them find the Millennium Falcon. kind of being scolded by Darth Vader, and this gentleman was as well. That's Dengar, I
Correct.
believe. Yep, yeah. Dengar, and his cool his backpack kind of looks like something out of like Ghostbusters there. Yeah. Proton pack he's got going on there. Cross universe there. No, anyhow, and then we got this is another Mandalorian, and from that show, The Mandalorian, right? Isn't that him? That's and I forget his name. Well, I think they just call him Mando or Mandalorian.
Yeah, he does have a name. I am blanking on it right now. But yeah, they've only mentioned him the name once or twice.
On that cool blaster of his. It looks like a fork, but it's pretty powerful. And then we got Bosk. Isn't that Bosk?
That's correct.
That's Bosk. Yeah. Look at those feet. Yeah. Bosk is another bounty hunter, and you can see him in Clone Wars too. They get a little more into his background, which is awesome. That's again, I don't want to keep going back to it, but I'm telling you, the Star Wars and the expanded universe nowadays you can learn literally about each one of these characters now. It's awesome. But that's kind of what makes the video games really cool too, because they worked in conjunction with the expanded universe in a sense.
Yes.
And I wish I would have thought about it, but there was another one called the Force Unleashed. Yes. Now they made a book, and the book even fits into the timeline that I showed you on the other video. But yeah, that one was it was so good. They kept it in the canon at the time. They kept it and now it's Legends, but then they made a sequel. We don't have to talk about the sequel, but
Don't even look it up.
But that one was cool because that's another video game that was PS3. I think the Wii had their own version, and Xbox 360 had it too. And the character there had really unleashed the Force, so that, the title wasn't just a fancy way of saying Force Unleashed. There was true story behind that one. We didn't bring it with us, but that one's a book too, folks, and I love it because it's written by Sean Williams, and he actually I think he does like karate in real life, and he knows how to tell like a real action story. I recommend it if you ever get a chance to. But anyway, we're happy to be talking with you again. Kevin, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Doug wasn't here, but may the Force be with Doug, and may the Force be with you too.
Yes. Thank you.